This is False Start, a college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Buhler, lead writer for Fansided. I'm joined today by a man who's had some hot chicken, who's missed a few revolutions in the coaching carousel, but he's back from One Piece from Nashville. We'll talk about that later on in the week. Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. How are you?
Dude, glad to be back, man. Missed you. Thank you for holding it down and going solo. I know going solo sucks, so I greatly appreciate it. Came back for a big revolution of the coaching carousel, that's for sure, though.
Yeah, we had this on the docket today. We thought about doing local scouting report, and then minutes to midnight or minutes until Bubba had to poo. We had a big bombshell today, so we got some stuff here with the carousel. So let's jump right into with our first and 15 with he gone, he coming, he gone eventually. Yeah, Sherrone Moore is out at Michigan, being terminated by cause for scandal for I don't know how to say the correct terminology because I'm tired, but like
Hold on,
inappropriate
I'll read the
relations with his
statement so
staff.
we don't. Yeah, I'll read the statement so we don't get in trouble. Let's do that.
Yes.
Let's not get sued for libel or anything. The Michigan statement. UM head football coach Sherrone Moore has been terminated with cause effective immediately. Following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And yada yada, that violates policies, obviously.
Man, the state of Michigan really knows how to pick them, dude.
Dude, unbelievable stuff. I mean, you can't bring Harbaugh back because he's on like a decade-long show cause. So,
Nah, like you could try to bring back Jesse Minter, but at that point, that's flying too close to the sun. He might also, it's going to be an incredibly weak coaching carousel cycle there in the NFL. So
oh
yeah,
yeah.
he'll get a job. Biff Poggi, roll up the meat sleeves. Ironically, it's like manna falling from the heaven. We were going to do the Biff Poggi bronze meat sleeves today, and he's the interim head coach for the Cheez It Bowl, wherever the hell they're playing.
We love to see that. I'm trying. Chris, our colleague Chris Landers had a great Biff Poggi line. No sleeves, no God, no masters. That was his reaction.
I wonder how he feels about artificial intelligence.
There's nothing artificial about it, Bueller. That's how he feels.
I was born in it.
That's right.
We had some maneuverings here, and obviously this is a big job that's opened up.
Mhm.
There have been ties. I think they've said Kalen DeBoer might be a candidate. I've heard Brian Kelly. I've heard Jesse Minter. I've heard Mike McDaniel. I've heard a bunch of other names out there. John Harbaugh too. Mike Tomlin. Like they're going. They are they are trying, Jennifer.
They're trying hard. I've had a couple people on TikTok suggest Chip Kelly and John Gruden. Gonna say right now on this podcast that's not happening, and it's also a bad idea, so don't do either of those. But I do think there's something to this DeBoer thing. Like I don't think it's nothing because he's
Yeah.
he's obviously from South Dakota, like he's from that more closer to that neck of the woods, and when I believe it was Penn State and LSU were sniffing around Kalen DeBoer,
Yeah.
like talking to him, the kind of scuttlebutt that was being said on Twitter and on message boards and stuff like that was DeBoer would really only leave Alabama for one job. And that one job was Michigan. And everyone was like, well, it's not open, so too bad. But like now it's open. So like I do think there's something there. And in the grand scheme of things, would it not be the funniest possible outcome for Lane Kiffin to finally leave Ole Miss and then Alabama opens back up after he's already taken another job?
I think it might end up being DeBoer. I know you and I have affinity for a PJ Fleck. We thought
Mhm.
this would be the right culture sort of fit because this thing is getting toxic there, man. This
Yeah.
is a this is just it's like Porky's, man, up in Ann Arbor.
Yes, it really, really is.
So if Alabama opens up, I don't think you mess with Kiffin.
No.
I think you just pay Dan Lanning God money to bring it back.
Yeah, whatever he wants, truly.
I and I
Him or Sark, like you offer one of those, the as big a bag as you can find.
but I don't think it would be Sark because he's got the baggage, so to
Mhm.
speak. And plus, it's a lateral move there, whereas going from Oregon to Alabama is an upgrade.
Yeah, and I mean, not like who knows what's going to happen in the college football playoff, but like if Oregon has a quick elimination again, like that, I know that's going to make Dan Lanning technically look less attractive, but it's going to make him more likely to leave Oregon, is what it's going to do.
Yeah, if you can't beat Texas Tech and you get bullied around as the fake tough guys of college football, you probably need to go.
Yeah, I mean, and God forbid they lose to JMU. Like that would be that'd be real bad.
I think it's like minus 21 and a half in
Yeah.
Autzen. But yeah, anyway, what we were gonna look at from like the coaching carousel prior to the Sherrone Moore stuff here was I had on the sheet too. There's again, we're in sheet hell right now. So Will Hall has been promoted from within at Tulane. That's the former Southern Miss coach with John Sumrall going to Florida.
Hmm.
Charles Huff didn't unpack his bags at Southern Miss. He's going to Memphis, man. He's walking to
He
Memphis.
is walking in Memphis.
And then Toledo finally hired a guy. They actually probably made a sneaky under the radar good one with Mike Jacobs from Mercer to replace Jason Kendall. Again, an upgrade in resources. Did you see how much Jason Kendall's like doubling his salary to get to UConn?
Yeah, good luck, man. It's a lot easier to recruit in the MAC at Toledo than it is at UConn. I can assure you of that. I am excited to watch my Jason Candle takes age wonderfully in Hartford, Connecticut.
So with all the carousel stuff, right now there's only four jobs open: Coastal Carolina, Washington State, Southern Miss. Am I having a stroke?
Mississippi, Mississippi.
I don't know. I have a stroke on it.
Please don't. That'd be tough.
And Michigan. But yeah, that's the four that are still open. There's been some other stuff there. Since you've been kind of, I'm not gonna say out of the country, but in a different part of the country for you.
Yeah.
Any hires or thoughts you have with anything else that's gone on that you want to unpack real quick?
A couple things. I'll mention two that you just talked about. I don't like the Will Hall hire at all for Tulane. Felt like Tulane's a well-resourced G5 program, and you're hiring a guy who couldn't hack it at Southern Miss.
No.
Like I don't, that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I understand trying to maintain some sort of continuity, especially because you just replaced Willie Fritz 2 years ago. But man, that just feels like the wrong way to go about it. I like Charles Huff to Memphis a lot. The one thing I would caution is like it's probably like this is his third job in as many years, and like if he does well at Memphis, which most coaches have done well at Memphis, he's probably going to leave again soon. Those bags probably aren't getting unpacked. And then the big one, obviously, Matt Campbell to Penn State. I love it. I think it's perfect. I think that
Yes.
Penn State had to go through the ringer to get there, but I think they ended up with honestly one of like a perfect fit for what Penn State needs.
He's got the personality of their uniforms. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Um,
100% of the helmets, man. Just white.
so yeah, that was a big one there. I thought that was as soon as they got rid of James Franklin, that was my top choice the entire time. It just kind of fits because do you want to bring the Matt rule? It's all about me nonsense there. No, you want to bring a guy that pulls the brim of his hat down below his eyes,
Hmm.
like he's and just focusing on whatever it is. He was at Iowa State for as long as he could be. I don't know how it's going to work with Jimmy Rogers there, but again, more resources there than in Pullman,
Hmm.
and we'll see what happens. It is interesting that he broke up with Jimmy Pollard, which poor went out for that, but
Yeah, we hate to see that, but that's and I mean, like I think this is going to be what I'm about to say is a little hokey. I'll admit that, but like Matt Campbell's a we are type of guy. Like
yes,
that's just kind of how like he operated Iowa State, and like he's going to fit right in Happy Valley.
100%. And speaking of hokey, I don't know if you saw this. The new defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech is their former head coach Brent Pry.
Hey, he was a hell of a defensive coordinator at Penn State, so maybe it'll work out well.
Yeah, he's bringing everybody there. And Matt Campbell is like, you know what? I don't need Jim Knowles. And it looks like he's going to be going to Tennessee. And I wrote
Yeah,
about that for Dawn of the Dog this afternoon before the Sherrone Moore news broke. And I'll be straight with you. That's fixing a constraint. That's not fixing a bottleneck. You still have Josh Heupel, whose offense is just pillow fight nonsense.
yeah.
And
Tim
you're
Banks wasn't
getting
the problem with that team.
no, when you don't run the ball with conviction and your route tree is a stick, like it doesn't work.
A stick and a twig with a slight bend. Like that's what you're looking at.
And I guess I had like one other thought about the Tulane thing. I was kind of dubious of this too. Did you not hire Shannon Dawson? I don't understand why that was the guy, particularly with Blake Baker saying no. And again, Blake Baker is a Tulane alum.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean it's like there's a dozens of people you could have called before I would have hired Will Hall. Like I just don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Now he took like it just destroyed Southern Miss. It's just not good.
Yeah, and like so badly that Charles Huff was like, "All right, I'm gonna bring my entire team from West Virginia slash Marshall, West Virginia, to Southern Miss, so we can actually like be functional."
And now they're walking to Memphis, brother, or they're
That's
about to be
right.
come January 2nd. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we're all caught up there on the coaching carousel and everything like that. I was thinking about this. I had a thought about John Summerall going to Florida that I wanted to express real quick.
Yeah,
He wouldn't take that job if he didn't think he could win there because he took the two jobs he did before with Troy and Tulane to have similar levels of success, or relatively speaking. This isn't Billy Napier feeling that like, well, I guess it's time for me to go.
dude. Shouts to Sunbelt Billy going back to the Sunbelt though. We love
Billy!
that. Just for the vibes, we like that.
And
But
he'll do really good there, by the way.
100%. Billy Napier's not a bad football coach. He's a bad P4 head football coach, but he's not a bad football coach objectively. But no, I've been higher on the Summerall hire than any Florida fan that I've seen talk about it. Like I think he is a unbelievably good coach. And to your point, yeah, he's not taking like John Summerall was a coveted commodity. Like it's not like Florida settled for scraps with this. Like Florida got a guy.
Like Auburn wanted him, Arkansas wanted him. I think LSU sniffed around a little bit.
Had Kentucky been more on the ball, I'm sure they wanted him. Like
Yeah.
it was all there.
And you know what? We are on the ball here. We've got this all figured out here. Let's get back to, the thing we were going to start the show off with, but Sherrone Moore got fired for being a blue collar man. And let's move on to our next topic here with the playoffs. You kidding me? Cody's
So,
back.
something about cheating scandals. I don't know.
It's something in that Flint water, I would suppose.
That's right.
Still water. Playoffs, you kidding me? You're back. Any last lingering thoughts about the field? We'll probably reserve some of the Notre Dame stuff, which I know is kind of hard to do because that's their next topic. Shh, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your thoughts? Kind of like seeing it. I know you were on PTO. You were in Nashville for this. What was that
Yeah.
kind of like?
So, it was interesting because, well, two things. One, personal experience. Like I was at a wedding with a lot of Alabama fans. And so watching the SEC championship, you would have delighted in it. I'm sure of that. I thought of you many times.
Yes.
Um, I I think they made the right call just leaving Alabama where they were though. Like, yes, it actually did get kind of ugly. Like Georgia dominated that game, but at the same time, like Alabama's body of work and like I'm all for not penalizing conference champions or conference championship participants, excuse me. And I thought they made the right call with Alabama. The Miami Notre Dame of it all, like first off, if you want my honest, like true to God opinion, BYU deserved to be in over both of them. I don't care what happened against Texas Tech.
Let's go.
Like like you can say, oh, who did BYU play? Well, by the metrics that everyone wants to cite, BYU had a better strength of schedule and a better strength of record, had more wins versus CFP top 25 teams, and their only losses were to the top five team twice. So whose resume is better? Because it's not Notre Dame or Miami, it's BYU. And they were also playing on conference championship Sunday or Saturday. So like, but that's neither here nor there. BYU wasn't ever seriously considered. But that's where
Uh,
I actually stand on this.
well, that's fair. Brigham there. Um, I'm okay with Alabama having to play a rematch at Oklahoma. I don't think that's going to go very well for them
Mm-mm.
personally. How in God's green earth is Georgia not too? It's absolutely asinine.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. The Ohio State, like, I understand it was their one loss of the season, but that gives them the exact same record as Georgia. And Ohio State's resume of wins is not nearly as impressive as Georgia's. Ohio State's loss was not nearly as, like, Georgia looked better in their loss to Alabama than Ohio State did in their loss to Indiana. Ohio State looked bad in the loss to Indiana in the Big Ten championship game.
Just the Big Ten like puffing their chest out. It's so stupid. I'm so tired of it. Like, and like, well, of course, like Indiana gets to play nobody in the non-conference and gets rewarded for it. But they went out there and they executed and they did what they needed to do to win the Big Ten. The only saving grace there is Ohio State has the hardest pathway in the entire tournament. It's not even close.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's not going to be a cakewalk to another national championship. That's for sure.
Okay, let me spell this out real quick, just for the listeners at home, the starters. Also, we should give this place like a 5-star review because we need it. It's like
Yes, please.
water, and apparently water in Michigan too. They need that too.
Yeah, they need water in Ann Arbor for sure.
So Ohio State's the two. You would think like in every sort of machination of this, like okay, two if it's not a Sugar Bowl team or like a Big 12 or SEC, we're going to go to the Orange Bowl. It's like The hell you're not. You're going to the Cotton Bowl, brother. So you got to go play, and then you got to play the 7-10 winner, which is Texas A&M or Miami, which I could be swayed either way, whoever's going to win that game. Good luck getting a ticket there from Miami. It's costing $507.
Yeah, and I mean, like going back to the Big Ten championship game, that first matchup for Ohio State like is trouble because I've been preaching this all year. Yes, obviously Indiana upgraded at quarterback. They also upgraded in the trenches, and we saw that against Ohio State. Ohio State's offensive line that Ohio State fans have been worried about, it showed up. They couldn't do jack s on offense, and I don't know if you've heard, but Miami and Texas A&M both have some pretty damn good defensive fronts. And
Yeah,
so like that's not a good matchup to start.
no, you've got Cassius Howell, you've got Ruben Vander, both going to probably be All-Americans this year.
Yeah,
Like,
both going to be top 20 NFL draft picks in a couple months.
speaking of edge rushers, I don't know if you saw this. What happened to Stephen Daly there for IU? Yeah, he Bill Grammatic himself basically.
Look, we've all who among us, you know?
I wrote this for Hoosier State of Mind, and I know it was probably mean, but I had to do it. I'm like, at the very like my last sentence to finish the thing is just like, you know, don't Indiana can't act like it's been in the end zone before because it never has.
It's true. It is true.
But I mean, that guy was at Kent State. That guy has been a phenomenal player for the Hoosiers all year long. A very relentless pass rusher. He's got an NFL future. I feel bad for him that he can't play in the tournament.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, that's not what you want is a big injury like that going into the playoff. And I mean, you hate it for the kid too.
And speaking about not what you want, guess who Ohio State have to play in the check my sundial, the Fiesta Bowl? Georgia, Ole Miss, or Tulane. I don't think you want any of them.
I'm
Maybe
gonna go ahead and
Tulane.
shorten that to Georgia or Ole
Georgia,
Miss, but
yeah. And then once you survive that slobber knocker of a fight, you got to play Indiana, who is going to get the cakewalk of a tournament that Ohio State had all season. Indiana plays what the 8-9, so they're going to play a team that doesn't have an offense in Oklahoma or a team that doesn't have a running game in Alabama.
yeah,
And then you're going to play the winner of Texas Tech, Oregon, and JMU. You're a team you already beat once in Oregon by 10 at their place. Texas Tech, who's phenomenal defensively, but I have my concerns about their offense. And then JMU. Oh, and then Ohio State and Georgia got to beat each other up, and you got to play in Fernando Mendoza's backyard. I do think whoever faces Indiana in the title bout between Ohio State or Georgia could win it. I'm probably leaning Georgia, but like that's neither here nor there.
no, they absolutely could. But I mean, yeah, like if you want to piss and moan about the path, win the Big Ten, Ohio State. Like that's what it is. And like to be clear, like I'm not ruling Ohio State out. Like
No,
Ohio State's still a good football team, and they ran a hell of a gauntlet last year. Like you had to go Tennessee, a Tennessee team that was much better last year than they were this year. You had to go Oregon, and who they play, who they beat
Te
after that.
they beat Texas and they beat Notre Dame.
That's right, yeah. Like that's not an easy path by any stretch of the imagination. So like, it's possible they can still do it, but like comparatively, yeah, if you wanted an easier path, you should have won the Big Ten.
And then for the record for Monday's show, we're going to power rank all 12 teams
Mhm.
based on who we think can win the playoff. And among our top four, like Ohio State's going to be probably a top
Yeah,
four team for both of us easily.
yeah, 100%. There's like four teams that I think can actually win a national championship.
Yes. Any other thoughts here from like the playoff field itself or anything else before we move on to the third topic?
I'm interested by the Oklahoma Alabama matchup. And like you said, like I don't think like take the under in that matchup because good God, I don't see many opportunities to score happening in that one. But I'm intrigued because I feel like Oklahoma's offense has gotten worse since that Alabama game. Not that it was good in that game, to be clear, but like it was passable. Um, but Alabama is just like falling off a cliff recently. And now tying it back to the Sherrone Moore conversation, is Kalen DeBoer even going to be the head coach of Alabama by the time we get to that game?
God, you're leaning on like Ryan Grubb or
Ryan Grubb and Kane
or
Womack, baby,
yeah.
the brain trust.
I feel kind of bad. I mean, for Alabama a little bit here. I'm gonna win with class as unlike Ohio State did. I'm really glad they got their ass kicked there.
Oh yeah,
Um, but like this was always my concern with DeBoer. It had nothing to do with him being an outsider. Because I mean, like you're going into a land of rednecks and you're from South Dakota. You're rednecks are everywhere, man. It's fine,
South
dude.
Dakota is very redneck. Like let's be clear, it's a different type, but it is redneck.
Yeah, that's Jeff Fox really taught us that rednecks are everywhere.
That's
They're not a particular party. You and I both have that in some capacity too. It's fine. But he never really became the CEO type he needs to be. He's
Mhm.
always kind of like when push comes to shove, he's like, I'm gonna go back to my plays. Ryan Grubb, Mike McDonald, who's should be the Falcons head coach, but my NFL team is moronic. Couldn't hire the guy who went to Centennial High School in Georgia
Yeah,
for some reason. He kicked Ryan Grubb to the curb because they couldn't run the damn ball last year. Guess what? They can't do at Alabama now,
they can't run the ball, man.
and they
And
couldn't
you know
run it
what?
at
I was about
Washington.
to say, you know what they didn't do at Washington? Run the ball.
You have to do that in the SEC and the Big Ten to win because you have to inflict pain on the other team's front seven and
You have
wear
to
them
do
down.
that at the highest level. Like, and the SEC is the highest levels. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm talking the college football playoff as well.
Yeah,
Like, look at Ohio State last year. Yes, like Will Howard was a fine veteran, experienced quarterback who made plays. You also had Travion Henderson and Quinshaw Judkins in the backfield.
you sure did, man. Like that's it's going to be absolutely wild. The first game is going to be the 8-9. It's going to be on what
The 19th.
the 19th.
I don't know
Yeah.
what day of the week that is. I just know it's the 19th.
I don't think Dakota Gregory's going to sleep until then.
Probably not. No.
I hope that Oklahoma wins because I don't want him to ruin his kid's Christmas. I don't want to be like there is no God. But
God killed
Oklahoma,
Santa Claus and then killed himself.
you know what? Congratulations, Oklahoma. You're one win away from your first win in the playoff to date.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Speaking about oh my God, let's move on to some do Hast with some Notre Dame.
Yeah, what we were dancing around in that playoff conversation.
So Notre Dame got the 13 seed, which means they didn't make the field. But do Hast. Did Notre Dame really get screwed by the college football playoff? I have my opinions. I'll let you go first. What do you got?
So it's to me, it is not the simplest answer. It is in one way it is very simple, but like when you start to unpack it, it becomes less simple. I'm due Haas with two S's. I don't think they got screwed because I don't think they deserve to be in the playoff. Like for as much as Miami fans can annoy me, they were right. Like you have the same record in a head-to-head win over Notre Dame. You should have been ranked ahead of them. And again, I think BYU should have been ahead of both of them. So clearly, I don't think Notre Dame deserved to be in the college football playoff. Having said that, the committee's outside their mind for how they handled it. And like that's where I think they got screwed. I think they got screwed over by the committee's handling of it, not by like their actual inclusion or non-inclusion in the playoff. If you just needed to see Miami and Notre Dame side by side, like legitimately in the rankings to make that switch, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That makes no sense. If Miami was the better team on Sunday, they were the better team 2 weeks ago. Like that's just what it is. And like the fact that you did not gain an extra data point about either of these teams in conference championship Saturday and made a ranking switch in that spot that had nothing to do with either of those two teams, like that makes no sense. So like if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I think you have a right to be pissed about that because like that was just leading you on to create controversy is really what it seems like. But like in terms of what happened on the field, you don't have a leg to stand on.
No, no. I have some really thoughts here. I'm gonna try not to swear here, but
Hey,
uh, do
we haven't used it yet, so go ahead.
do Haas with the darkest S is two S's you could find.
Yeah.
It is. I'm gonna say this practically because I think this is something that you and I would agree on, and we can add BYU into the mix if you want to as
We
well.
don't have to. That's just a hill I'm dying on.
Okay. When it comes down to the three teams that were in and around the cut line, we went into the tournament knowing that Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon were all in out of the Big Ten. We all knew that Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss were all in as well. And we
Mhm.
also knew that Texas Tech was in out of the Big 12 no matter what. We had a feeling there might be two group of five teams get in, which happened because Chandler Morris and Virginia just threw up all over itself. That was
All over themselves.
it was so bad. I know I think well, you hate both of those teams, so I don't know how you felt about that.
I was happy because I knew Duke wasn't sniffing the playoff. So I was like, hell yeah. We don't neither of these teams deserves to be anywhere near this.
No, no, not at all. So you come down to the final two spots, and you're asking about like essentially precedent. It's like, do you really want to say that head to head does not matter?
Mhm.
And do you really want to punish a team who is above the cut line for losing a conference championship game, and that's why they moved Alabama up to number 9. I personally would have them at 10. I would probably have Miami at 9.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Look, I've been on a team that lost by 3 points in SEC championship that was undefeated, granted in a 4-team era, that fell to 6.
Hmm.
And we didn't take our ball and go home. We went out there and skull drag Florida State to the point where they're never coming back.
Hung a 60 burger on them. Yeah.
They've become the Miami Hurricanes before Howard Schnellenberger. Like
Hmm.
Mark Richt getting sacked thinking he's on the moon. Like that's
Yes.
what they've become.
Yeah.
And then if you're, TCU back in the first one at 14, before we were even working for FanSided,
Yeah.
they beat what Iowa State by like 60 points as a 3 seed, didn't have a conference championship, and they fell out to
Hmm.
6.
Yeah.
And then you look at Notre Dame, how they went about this. In 2020, they didn't play the conference. They begged, they cried, they took their ball and they were like, "We got to join the ACC," and the ACC let them in, and then they stabbed them in the back. You know what?
Hmm.
You get what you deserve, man. Go play in the Big East for F's sake. Like this, I am over the moon. I am doing cartwheels in the streets. I will probably not be allowed to celebrate St. Patrick's Day for how happy I am that Notre Dame did not make the playoff.
Definitely not like Ash Wednesday or anything like that for sure.
No,
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 I mean, like,
when,
go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I'm not Catholic.
No, I know, but even if you want it to be, I don't think you're allowed now.
Yeah,
Um, but no, like I think my like the worst part of this has been Notre Dame's reaction to it, man. Like
yeah,
the like calling out the ACC and like saying like they've done irreparable damage. What the hell have you been doing? You were
yeah.
campaigning just as hard to knock an ACC team out. Like talk about hypocrisy. And on top of that, like this is a league that has I don't want to say bent over backwards, but has placated you for a long time when you're bull s that we were always dealing with you being an independent in football, but wanting to be in a league and everything else. Like this doesn't make any sense. Again, you mentioned 2020, like the ACC has done a hell of a lot for Notre Dame.
Yes.
And like not just in football, but like in general. And like it is wild for Pete Bavacqua to get up in front of a microphone and like attack the ACC in the way that they did, and even wilder to go back to taking a dump on the committee because they deserve it. That apparently Notre Dame, if they are a top 11 seed or a top 13 seed, if we go to a 14-team playoff, guaranteeing them a spot if that's the case. If that's true, get the hell out of my face. That's ridiculous.
Exceptions for unexceptional people, and you were not exceptional this year. You lost your first two
Yes.
games of the season. You lost 3 games in a row, including the last year's national championship. And I'll say this. I'll say this to try to be fair. Okay, let's give Mario Cristobal a lot of credit here too.
Mhm.
He was asked this question. He answered it very succinctly. The guy's a great talker, not really good on the sidelines, but like he's
He's a
like
good talker until he puts a headset on.
he's like, I don't know how my team would have handled this being put in their situation. He's like, but you know what? We wouldn't have put ourselves in that situation.
Hmm.
And if I recall correctly, Alabama and Miami were 2 of the first 4 teams below the cut line last year. And
Yeah.
guess what they did? They played in their bowl games.
Yeah. It's not that hard, man. You just go and you go and you go about your business. Like Jeremiah Love posted on social media and like his caption was, "Well, I guess that's it." And like that makes it seem like this was an administrative decision and not a player's decision at all, which is an
Yeah.
even worse look. Makes it even look even worse.
And then you're also, if you go to a place like that, you can negatively accrue against Notre Dame for the rest of time and be like, you know what?
Oh
If you don't make a
God, yeah.
bowl, they don't care about you getting better. Imagine all the guys that are freshmen and sophomores on that team that want to have playing time. That, people may be declaring like, oh, I'm going to enter the draft. Like Jeremiah Love may not have played in that, but his backup would. And his
Yeah.
backup gets an opportunity to, I don't know, showcase what he can do, make some NIL money. Like,
Yeah.
this is so selfish.
Or
So,
and maybe I don't just talking out of my ass here. Maybe get your freshman quarterback some postseason experience. Maybe that can
yeah,
help you down the line. I don't know.
life's not about taking your ball and going home. It's about trying really hard, man.
God, like it's so infuriating to see how and like their fans are just as bad about it. Like they're like I've had multiple fans like try to defend their position against the ACC to me, and I'm like, it doesn't compute. I'm sorry.
No.
Like there's no world in which this is like an acceptable way to handle what we did. And like the skipping the bowl game, I think is dumb to begin with. Like don't get me wrong, but like at least they're not alone in that. Like the seven, I believe it ended up being 8 teams that ended up not accepting a bowl bid when they were offered. But like I I'm judging the other 7 teams that did it just as harshly as I am now. Unless you're one of the 5 and 7 teams, in which case I can understand that.
Well, I think if you're a 5-7 team and you're like, we're kind of done with this, like, the Rutgers and Baylors of it all, or if you're the Iowa State and Kansas State where your coaching regime changes, I can understand, let's just calm down and get ready for next year. Like I can understand that. Obviously, if I was an alum of any of those universities, like I know Georgia would never do that. I
No,
know Georgia would
100%. There's a lot of universities that would never do that.
no. I feel really bad for Jeremiah Love, and I also feel really bad for Jeremiah Love in this next segment. Let's move on to our fourth topic with live from Eric Crouch's couch. Maybe that's where he went.
That's where he's headed. That's where he's spending December.
So it's a long December, and there's reason to believe that maybe this year will be the last of these at Notre Dame. Actually, it will be because he's going to be a first round pick.
100%. So I'm projected at the Chiefs and Phil Yates' mock draft on Wednesday. So
Don't hate that. They're going to be picking the Tains
yeah,
probably.
it makes sense.
I don't hate that. Yeah, it's a
He's
lot.
better
It's
than
better.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Yeah, I think you and I are too.
probably.
So since you and I don't have Heisman ballots, but we keep along with this, we want to put this forth here. There are four finalists for the Heisman. You have Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. You have Ohio State quarterback Julian Sand, and you have Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. Obviously, a Heisman voter can only vote for three different people.
Mhm.
So let's share our ballots. You know what? I think the intrigue. Let's start with one and then work our way down. I think that's probably better for
Yeah,
this.
I mean, there's not much suspense with one, I don't believe. It's Fernando Mendoza, man.
Yeah, it's Fernando Mendoza. He's had two Heisman moments. The pass to Charlie Becker to clinch the playoff, to the Big Ten championship, and then obviously, even though I said it was more about Omar Cooper Jr., the play to beat Penn State, that's the other one he's got. 13-0, Indiana. Guys like screaming and crying at the podium. I loved it. He was just a
He's a
mess.
little insane in like the best possible way.
Yeah, that's why he's gonna play for the Jets or the Saints. He's ready for
Like
it.
I'm pretty sure he's what Spike from Little Giants like grew up to be if he was like had like a wholesome mom. Like that's what it is. Like it's the same energy just toned down to be less meatheady.
I mean, maybe Spike was a genius all along because wasn't Fernando going to play at Yale?
Yeah, Yale and then Cal. Like I think he's pretty smart.
And I think he went to Columbus High School in Miami, which is the same alma mater as Mario Cristobal. And they're both Cubans, so like in the same sort of
Oh
there's a lot of
yes.
Cubans down there, like community. It's like, come on, man, how do you miss this?
Yeah, right. You gotta see Fernando coming, man.
Yeah, you got to see Fernando here. I think the line's like -5,000. Like he's gonna win.
It's not available at FanDuel anymore. I looked this morning and it's not there.
You can't vote on the Heisman anymore.
Yeah, not at all.
That's unbelievable. I guess he's the greatest player in Indiana football history. Not that there's really much to be said.
Yeah, definitely not one coming to mind.
Like Tevin Coleman was great for a little bit.
Shouts Tevin Coleman.
Rise up, brother.
I mean, Michael Penix played there, you know.
Antoine Mandorella was
Oh
good.
yeah.
Trent Green, they've had some guys.
Yeah, I'm there was a
Nate
who was
Sudfeld.
that's who I was trying to think of. I was like, there was a nondescript white quarterback that played there, and it was Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah. And he got into a bowl game, I think, under Kevin Wilson, had a
Hell
career in the
yeah.
NFL. So, shout out to Nate Sudfeld out there if you're listening.
He probably is. He probably has some time on his hands.
All right, who do you have at number two?
I've got our boy, man. The live dog Diego
Me
Pavia.
too. Me
Hell
too.
yeah. And like I really like Sand played so poorly in the Big Ten championship game that like I just looked at that and I was like, I didn't respect your candidacy to begin with, especially with the love like the the schedule that they played and the lack of defenses that they played, quite frankly. And seeing that type of performance, like that just didn't do it for me. And so I started like parsing it out and man, if we're like when you combine stats and narrative, like it's hard to keep Diego Pavia out of one. Like if Fernando Mendoza didn't exist, this would be a runaway for Diego Pavia.
Yeah, all first team all SEC, like he's going to get in the College Football Hall of Fame. Like he's already pretty much done everything with that. if Random knows it didn't exist, he'd probably win it. And again, like I was kind of going back and forth, like, okay, where do I put him? Do I put him at one, two, or three? He was gonna make it there, and I'm glad he's going. And it's
Yeah.
gonna be, and the Heisman ceremony is gonna be effing turn. It's not.
Absolutely. Hopefully the Pavia brothers don't get arrested.
Uh, Javier Pavia is gonna just throw brown liquor everywhere.
He's just gonna have a sign in the middle of Radio City Music Hall.
Uh, he and Johnny Manziel got a party.
Oh God. Oh God.
Um, I guess Pavia's best game was his two best games this year were probably what Tennessee and LSU, I would say.
Yeah, Tennessee definitely. Tennessee's number one. Just got like the stakes of that game. And like he balled out.
I think what hurts Vanderbilt is like all of your best wins, the team just completely fell apart afterwards. That's not your fault, though. I do feel bad that they're not in the playoff, but I never thought that they were going to win a playoff game, and
Yeah, 100%.
that's tough to admit that right now.
But they got Jared Curtis coming, so they're not going anywhere.
I think he's Dylan Wright already have at home, so I'll leave it at that.
Hey, Dylan Raiola is not a bad football player. He just thinks he's Patrick Mahomes, which is a mental illness.
Yeah, he's Patrick. He's going to go to Texas Tech, and he's probably gonna hit the portal, this restraining order.
Going to Texas Tech would be the funniest outcome for sure.
Yeah, I know. This is it's frightening. And then I think at three, who do you have at three? Because we may have somebody different.
I have Jeremiah Love. So maybe we do have someone different. In terms of individual excellence, the kid exemplifies it. I mean, he was the reason Notre Dame had a was in the conversation to be in the playoff. He was the reason that they could put a freshman quarterback in and CJ Carr, and it really didn't matter because you had Jeremiah Love leading the running game, and like the numbers are there. Like I said, individual excellence was there, and like again, I don't respect Julian Sand. I don't.
No, no, that's why I don't have Julian Sand on my ballot either. I went with Homer. I put Gunnar Stockton at three. I thought
Hell
that
yeah.
was. I thought, look,
I would probably have
Gunnar,
Gunnar Stockton at four over Julian Sand if that makes you feel any better.
yes, that's exactly why I brought this up here. We could have had the same exact ballot, and this is why I put Gunnar Stockton in here. And I even debate him at having him at two potentially, which I think is
Yeah.
a little insane. Look, the guy he disrespected all year. He won like pretty much all of his tough games. Didn't play that poorly versus Alabama the first time.
Yeah.
If Cash Jones wasn't a Cash Jones, if Taylor wasn't a freshman, maybe he win that game, and maybe he's the Heisman winner.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm also kind of of the belief that Mike Bobo should probably win Broyles. He's only offensive coordinator. Him or Bryant Haynes is kind of where I'm at right now. It
I'm
was
trying
Patricia until the game, and then Tellerman and Shieldwood, I think the other two.
I'm trying to think if we're missing anybody.
Those are the finalists. Those are the five
I
finalists.
know, but I'm just trying to think if there's anyone that I think deserved it. And I'm not really coming up with anyone. Certainly
No,
not Ben Arbuckle. That's for
no,
sure.
no, no, not at all. I just kind of go with like with Stockton. It was like the ultimate team sort of player. I don't think he would. I think he could go there to be. He'd probably just drive his truck into the stadium.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe but he'll probably be a finalist and he'll probably win it next year. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got that, but like the big thing I was saying is stats are good. They're not as great as everybody else's. Narrative is really good. Here just come along. I never respected Julian Sand, and if he's there, then why isn't Marcel Reed there? It's the same damn thing.
No, it absolutely is. And like I realize the phrasing of that. I think Julian Sand's a fine football player.
I did too.
And I respect him as a person. As a Heisman candidate, I have no respect for him.
No,
That's what I mean when I say that. I just want to clear the air there.
no, I know, like he's a serious Heisman candidate next year with
Yeah.
Stockton.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's probably the two guys I'd probably put at the top of it right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is a redshirt freshman, so he will have his opportunities.
Yes, he's had a great season, but obviously didn't come through when they needed to. I do like Jeremiah Love. The reason I didn't have him there, besides Stockton, is just like you lost your first two games, you don't play in a conference and everything like that, and I just kind of felt like disrespecting Notre Dame a little bit more.
No, understandably, I fully support that and all your endeavors. I want to see just curiosity because I feel like I'm remembering that Jeremiah Love did not play well in those early games either, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like he
Uh,
missed a game or something too. Sports reference got anything there?
there we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so he played okay against Texas A&M. 23 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown. Also had another receiving touchdown and 53 receiving yards. So he played pretty well against Texas A&M. The Miami game, I feel like, was the one 10 carries for 33 yards. That's the one I
Yeah,
remember him struggling in. Yeah,
yeah,
which that's tough considering that
mm,
was your direct college football playoff competition.
yeah. That ain't great, bud. And I don't know if there's any sort of competition for what we're about to do here. Let's roll them up, brother. Let's roll them up. Roll up the damn heat slips. I wear the Lululemon polo. Oh, I'm gonna cut off some circulation. So if I
Oh,
turn
dude, my
up,
arms are not breathing right now for sure. These are getting strangled.
all right, I'm gonna give you the odds because I think you have the first one that's really good. Again, we have 15 awards that are going to be handed out to the people in the college football world that deserve it.
That's right. They deserve it. And no one deserves this award more. It is the Fran Brown He Stank Award. And it goes to Fran Brown because Syracuse did not win a whole lot of games. There's not been a whole lot of showering going on outside there.
No, first on top of the world, and then you get toppled on. I thought we were gonna get this sponsored by Right Guard, but Right Guard wanted nothing to do with them.
Smelled too bad. Right guard can't help you.
And I know we'll probably do a he stank probably at the that's the segment we got to do next year. Except the slot, he stank,
He
the
stank.
anti-slot.
Yeah, he's not showering.
No, sir. And I hope he's showering. He's trying, Jennifer. The CJ McCollum I'm trying Jennifer Award. State Nittany Lions interim head coach Terry Smith. He took a team that was 3-3 after they fired James Franklin. They lost 6 conference games in a row, but they won the final three over absolute dog shit, basically.
100%. But hey, they won those games. They did win them.
They do. Oh my God. What's the next one we got up there?
So next up, we got, of course, the Johnny Manziel Good Bull Award, and that goes to our favorite Nepo baby, Kenzel Kelly. Free
Yeah.
VK, I guess. Free VK.
It blew my mind that I realized that was his dad. And I'm like, he looks like a rich kid who's not shouldn't be on the team. Like, oh, that's his dad.
Oh, 100%. It was it all came together very quickly in that moment.
I thought he was childless, like Chip Kelly.
Look, he probably should be. Let's be clear.
There used to be a show called Kelly, Kelly, and Kelly, and it's about Charlie Kelly trying to get them all back into the NFL.
And then Kelly Rowland's there for some reason.
And Kelly Slater's that Kramer. He just comes by and puts out the vibes.
That's right.
Uh,
Oh man.
all right, next up we got the John Andrzejczyk Five for Fighting Award. Yes, this goes to our boy John Summerall, my former boy. He's not my boy now because he's going to Florida, but he's got 2 jobs, he's got 2 hats, and he's got 2 hours of sleep. Man's a legend.
He could wear 5 hats if he wanted to, for sure.
I'm excited to see what it is at Florida. I think it'll be what we thought Hugh Freeze at Auburn could be.
That's actually a really good call. I like that. But yeah, I'm excited for what he can do at Florida. I think it's again, Florida fans, like I know you disagree, but I think it's the right hire. And I think time will tell. Honestly, you know what it's not dissimilar to? Feels very similar to when Tennessee hired Heupel, which I know you're
Yeah,
not the biggest Heupel guy, but Tennessee has upgraded since they hired Heupel quite
they, they,
substantially.
they sure have. We'll talk about Hypo here in a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. Next one, we gotta have a little somber note. It's the Old English Pour One Out Award for a team that should be bowling but isn't, and that's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're pouring one out because they are not bowling. Uh, it's a personal choice, not one I agree with, but it is a personal choice.
Initially, it was going to be the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We initially felt bad for them; they were going bowling, but now they are because somebody else quit, so they're going. And I don't know if you saw this. Jeff Levy was talking about like bowl game prep about Blake Shapen, who hasn't been the same since the Georgia game. He got really banged up in that
Yeah.
game. He's like, he's out there, he's getting ready, he's training. And then somebody quote tweeted him and says he's training for his sales call from, hey, this is Blake Shapen from State Farm.
I was wondering if you've looked at your auto policy recently.
Khakis. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. I'm going to your neck of the woods here. We're going to go with the Brad Doherty We Do More Than Shoot Hoops and Turn Left Award. I'm going to give it to Manny Diaz. I think just peacocking it, win the ACC with the 7-5 team. looking cool as a cucumber as a sideline. Whereas I don't know if I could see the fear P going down. Tony Elliott's like, but it was there.
Just need to point out that he deserves this award because Manny Diaz won an ACC championship before Mario Cristobal did.
Oh my God. And he might do that too. Honestly, if Mike Norvell doesn't work out, hire him back at his alma mater.
Absolute, dude. Manny Diaz is a good coach. I
Yeah,
like. I don't know why there's like a perception that he's not. He's a good coach. I promise.
dude, dude, his hair was like a brick there on the Charlatan, right? This
Oh God, yeah. Who
majestic.
among us who didn't gel our hair as a kid has not been there? Like we know that feeling. We know what that hair felt
Oh,
like.
and the pomades going all different ways. That's why I wear it was not good, but a good day for Manny Diaz. And I did that award because you didn't want to do it. That's okay.
100%. I appreciate it. And I'm sure you wanted to do this award. I think we both did. The Chris Jenner, You're Doing Great, Sweetie Award. And that goes to everyone's favorite kicker, Jaden Fielding. Um, what? Where were you aiming, brother? I don't know.
Players with short bats stand up to close to the plate.
Dude, unbelievable. Got pitched inside, it seemed like. Golly.
I bet his half bath at his mom's house is just covered in piss.
Oh, 100%.
I,
Be
I,
an
I
adult, not a kid. Hit the toilet, not the lid, man.
sit down and shut up.
That's right.
I don't know if you saw this. ESPN's Adam Brittenberg did his playoff simulation, everything like that. And again, I've got Georgia over Indiana in my national championship. I don't know where you ultimately decide to go, but he picked Ohio. He picked Ohio State over Indiana. I'm like that ain't happening, brother.
No, it's certainly not. I think Indiana just has a mental advantage over Ohio State at this point, quite frankly.
I would, I would, I would absolutely agree with that. And I speak about mental advantage. I don't know if it's an advantage, but they've got something here. I'm going to move on to the Brett. You missed your mark WWE belt. Going to give that to Texas Tech linebacker Ben Roberts for picking off Barry Bachmeier twice and getting the WWE belt. It was so cool.
100%. I mean, look, the WWE belt is truly one of the best gimmicks that any conference has going. Like it really is.
Like every guy who basically gets that is going to end up, getting the charcoal lock. Like
Oh yeah.
it's like our type of guy gets it. Like you give it to like Cam Scattergood, Ben Roberts.
Yeah, like that's an award made for us, quite frankly.
I'm kind of embarrassed that we didn't think of that ourselves.
I
But
know, right? We should just come out next year for the sleeveys or next time we do the sleeveys because we do an off-season version as well. And just full WWE get-ups, like just like with the tights on and everything ready to go.
I'm not going to dress like Hulk Hogan. I dress like Uncle Owen from Spirited.
Hell yes.
I saw myself in the mirror, and I'm like, and I had that Christmas morning feeling, man.
And you were like, "Good afternoon." Damn, dude.
I picked all the pick. Good afternoon. I picked all the chicken out of the soup, so it's vegan now.
That's right.
All right, what's the next one we got?
Next up, we're going to an Oasis because it's the Noel and Liam Gallagher definitely maybe award, and that's to our boy, our Heisman runner-up, Diego Pavia in the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yeah,
I think they definitely were good. I truly do, man. It's just not good enough.
yeah. This effectively goes to the best team that almost made the playoff but didn't. And this team was good. I didn't want to see that on the schedule. I They just got a tough break, man. I thought that they deserved this. This kind of reminds me of like the Penix Indiana team.
Yeah, that's a really good comp, and like obviously, I think it's probably going to be with Clark Lee and not a different head coach in this situation, but Indiana obviously has gone on from there to find great success.
Yes, Clark Lee looking like Brad Guzan on the sidelines. I love it. Just so intimidating.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I love it.
It's unbelievable, and this next award is unbelievable. There was only one person that could have gotten the Harvey Updike "It Don't Mean Enough" award, and that goes to Lane Kiffin.
Hell yeah, brother. Baton Rouge.
Calling Baton Rouge.
Oh my God. So I think we lost Bueller for a second if he comes back. Bueller,
Yeah,
you
I'm here.
there? Okay, hell
I'm here.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I was
Okay.
vamping. We're ready to go.
I'm gonna go. I'm having some connectivity issues. We're just gonna keep going. We got this. We
Oh,
can
we're
fix that.
powering through. I'm not worried about it at all.
No, no.
Next up, we have the charred Cole the Ock costume, which is our most prestigious honor, and it could only go
Yeah.
to one person, Diego Pavia, of
Yeah.
course.
I mean, it's this is basically goes to the one guy who went and got a would have like a Homer Hickam alumnus of us. Like
Oh yeah.
he was born in the mines, man. Like he
Dude,
would the dude, he was like 5'5" until he got to New Mexico State, and then he grew to 6 feet. It was crazy.
yeah, I didn't see him on Broadway when I was in Nashville, and that's because he was in the mines. He yearns for them.
I know that's why Antonio loves him so much. He's like it's like wind talkers or some stuff. I
That's
don't know.
right. It's like the Zoolander brothers in the mines, Antonio and Diego.
Vince Vaughn and Judah Friedlander. Dude, his 3 movie run with the Zoolander, Meet the Parents, and What How American Summer is the stuff of
It
legends.
really is.
And speaking of stuff of legend, I'm going to go with the Jim Harbaugh Big Ten Energy Award. This is a guy that only wears red. He only sees red. He definitely was a red in his previous life. That would be Kurt Cignetti of Indiana. This is
He's
a guy.
Googleable too. You can
He's
Google
good.
him.
Yeah, if he wasn't coaching in football, he's definitely behind like the Iron Curtain doing some sort of God knows what over there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He would not have survived the Red Scare. That's for sure.
No, he's the become the college version of Dan Campbell with the Dan Campbell Steakhouse. But the slot of the animal right in front of you, the Kurt Signetti's I don't know, butcher shop or something.
Cigarette vending machine.
Uh, he just feels so Big Ten, man. It's unbelievable.
Oh, 100%. He's definitely selling Pall Malls out of that thing. There's no doubt. A man who probably smokes Pall Malls in his Letterman's jacket. The Paul Finch Satin Kimono Award. He's putting the kimono over the Letterman's jacket. Josh Heupel.
Yeah, kind of been. I know it was a tough season for Tennessee not having the resources, but like he lost some shine this year.
Mhm.
A lot of good coaches are coming in there. Tim Banks was on top of the world, and now you got rid of him. You're bringing in Jim Knowles, and you're not being accountable. You got Joey Jaguar out there. You got no wide receivers ever going to get drafted again after Jalen Hyatt's nonsense. It's a tough place to be right now in Rocky Top.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jalen Hyatt. Got to interview him at Super Bowl week last year. Very nice guy. Like super, super nice. Just don't think he's an NFL football player, unfortunately.
You know, you aren't, and neither am I. And
Just a couple of guys who aren't NFL football players talking.
talking ball about God knows what. And the penultimate topic here, the penultimate award. We got the Antonio Banderas Bull of the Week of the Year award.
Hmm.
There was only one place to go, and I was to Azkaban
You're
for
damn right.
UCLA at Northwestern. This game was dumb, and it was like right after I think UCLA had fired Deshaun Foster, and like somebody like missed a field goal, and then like they won something like stupid like 13-11.
I mean, it was a wonderful game. Found out on that trip that Sirius Black's wanted poster was actually modeled after Antonio, where he's just yelling into the moving picture.
Yeah, we went down to Wrigleyville. We saw Belichick's Lestrange, and that got weird.
That's 100%. It was actually just the NC State podcast, but
You know, technically, yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but you go further up. Diagon Alley in Chicago is actually Bathsall Avenue by the old fans head office.
you're not wrong. You can
No,
get you
no,
can get whatever you need there.
no, you get whatever you need, but you can't get enough. And there's only one thing that we got left here. We got to put somebody in the slot.
Yeah, Jim Leahy, the slot award. RIP. But the award winner is alive, and that is Fernando Mendoza, and he's very much alive. I mean, I we talked about it when he transferred from Cal to Indiana, and like we were like, man, this kid's gonna be like something. Like it's not gonna. This isn't a nothing transfer move, and I feel like at the time it truly didn't get the oxygen. Not from we talked about it plenty, but like from others, it did not get the oxygen that it deserved. And all he does is he wins the Big Ten for Indiana. He has them 13-0 as the number one seed in the college football playoff. And like, if that's not worthy of the slot, I don't know what it is. All while being just like the world's biggest goober that's ever lived.
Yeah, he's flipping good. He's basically the
He's so
better.
flipping good.
I mean, he's just like He's like a better version of Kirk Cousins all the way around.
Truly, truly.
And Kirk Cousins was really good at Michigan State, but Fernando Mendoza is just way better at Indiana for his 1 year. I thought he was gonna like die on the field. They're gonna put Alberto out there, and
I mean, you could 100% imagine Fernando with the you like that. Like that's not a stretch of the imagination at all.
he's gonna play for the Saints.
He's gonna play for the Saints.
And don't kill me now because we got strange bowls. Here we come.
100%.
I explained because we didn't have the Nine Inch Nails thing. Again, apparently what I told the viewers and what happened was Antonio thought we were going to Jacksonville, Florida, not Jacksonville, Alabama. So he flew you to Jacksonville. We couldn't get you there in time.
I mean, look, it happens to the best of us. Did not enjoy my time in Jacksonville. Who does? But yeah, I survived. Antonio's fired from travel booking. We're not doing that again.
No,
Um, but hey, we're here. We're making it.
we're making it here. He thought Charles Kelly was Charlie Kelly, and he thought like he could bury a denim chicken at the 50-yard line. And he did do it because, Jerry Mac chicken.
Oh yeah.
And that's why we're going to our first bowl, the bucked up LA Gronk bowl, because Gronk's chicken, Gronk. And because, the first year we did this, we did it with this one big holiday with my wing jacket. Last year we did it with Bowl with Limp Bizkit. We're doing the Smiths with Strange Bowls here we
That's
go.
right. It's Sad Boy Bowl season, baby. Lock in.
And what song do we decide on for the Gronk Bowl, Boise State versus Washington?
God, what was it? Last night I dreamt that somebody loved me. No, that was one we're
No,
saving. I
yeah,
apologize.
we're doing this charming man.
That's right. I apologize. I apologize.
This charming man, Antonio, and also the Chris Peterson Bowl, the best coach.
That's right. A lot of charming men in LA. I do have to share this. I was on a meeting today with one of our colleagues who works in London, Matt Chalice on the SEO team. And we were talking about bowl season content that we could do. And Matt had never been introduced to college football bowl names. And he was like, what the hell is happening? Like, what is all of this stuff? And I was like, I've never experienced more secondhand joy than someone for the first time looking and being like, what's the bucked up Gronk LA Bowl?
He's just a very true Englishman. I remember Matthew's great. Matthew does a fantastic job, and he
Oh
was
yeah.
like, his knowledge of Major League Baseball is Jose Bautista. That's what he knows.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a Blue Jays fan because I liked watching Jose Bautista. And you know what? I respect it.
Yeah, trying to explain college football stuff to people, our friends overseas is a little challenging.
And can't wait for North Carolina to go to Ireland next year.
Killian's Irish red me now. So Antonio's been on this chicken kick. He basically had a renaissance there with the Chanticleers and the Gamecocks in
Mhm.
Columbia. We tried to go to like Tulsa, didn't really take. We went to Jacksonville, where I did, and he buried the damn chicken. The Gronk Bowl. He thinks Gronk's that big chicken from Family Guy.
It's not incorrect. I don't know if it's correct, but it's certainly not incorrect. You know what I mean? And it is about, a New England based show. So, again, it's entirely plausible that that's actually a real thing. Yeah, I'm not sure that he understands that Gronk is probably not going to be giving him the best chicken, nor are you going to get the best chicken in LA. I feel like we're starting off for disappointment. And we're probably going to be banging out a lot of Smith's records on the way to our next destination.
We've been playing a lot of meat is murder, and Antonio doesn't understand that chicken's meat. He's just like, it's tasty chicken.
Yeah, he told someone that he was vegan, and I was like, that's not true. And he was like, I only eat chicken, and I was like, yeah, correct.
I don't know if you saw this, but Antonio Banderas is doing a movie around Anthony Bourdain starring Dominic Sessa, the kid from The Holdovers, and this really
Yeah.
awful Christmas movie, Oh, What Fun, I watched last night.
Oh, was that bad? Was it bad?
I would watch it though.
Okay, hell yeah. I mean, I'll watch anything. I banged out the Christmas Prince. caught bits and pieces of a Castle for Christmas, so I'm well versed in the bad Christmas movie.
Yeah, throw it in there. That's very important. It's got to be part of your rotation. I also realized that Dennis Leary should play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde should be Willem Dafoe.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know if Antonio really has any reason to talk to Spitzer or Danielson, but he's got a big reason to talk to Jed Fish,
Hmm.
because Fish is chicken of the sea, and then more importantly, he's not leaving Seattle, so he's going to get him a poncho for like a rain jacket. I think Jed's going to really appreciate that.
100%. And Antonio did confide in me that he secretly wants to become a visor guy, so he's looking for a little advice there.
That's his advisor. That's why we're going.
Advisor, that's right.
And that's why we're going there. We'll have more bowls as the season goes along. We got three lined up for Sunday's episode for Monday. It's going to be absolutely wild. It's going to be so dumb. We're gonna the Smiths titles are really, really doing it for us.
It's incredible stuff. Like we may never do Joe in with anyone but the Smiths again.
No, no. Also, Antonio has a really weird affinity for Morrissey.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, he has a Morrissey poster in his suitcase because obviously that's where he lives in the closet. So he keeps it in the suitcase. Um, he has a Morrissey poster and man, it's seen better days, as has Morrissey, but I respect what he's doing, you know. Do I listen to his music? No, but he's out there making it and I respect it.
I gotta finish this before we get out of here. I don't know if you ever been to my apartment. You've been to my neck of the woods of
Yeah.
Atlanta before. Are you familiar with El Ponce?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes. Me and the Arizona State podcast were there for Halloween, dressed up as Richie and Margaret Tenenbaum one time for Halloween. We won gift cards because we dressed
Hell
up,
yeah.
and we asked the waitress. I'm like, okay, who is this like dapper, handsome man up front, like on the sign? And we're like, we think it's Morrissey. And she goes, La Bamba. I'm like, are you telling me that's Richie Valens? I'm like, no, that's Latin Morrissey, dude.
That's incredible.
And
Is
this
that
was
Morrissey?
my high school friend Armin made a mouse pad with his head superimposed on the ape. And somebody said, is that Lou Ferrigno?
Gotta sell the Ferrigno estate, man.
Hell yeah, brother. And this was episode
Oh, hold on.
200.
We gotta make a pick. We didn't pick the
Oh
LA Bowl.
God. We got to pick. Yeah, we do. My timestamps are all screwed up. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Boise State here. I think they got some momentum winning the Mountain West. I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Boise State as well. It's hard to trust Washington. Like, I want to trust Cousin Demond, but he really didn't give me a whole hell of a lot of reasons to do so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to see Cousin DeMond. We're gonna talk about that on Sunday. It's gonna be dumb.
100%. Yeah, I think Antonio forgot because he hasn't mentioned it, but he'll be reminded, I'm sure.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. And this is episode 234 of False Start. You can follow me, John Buhler, on Twitter at X at Buhler118. You can follow Cody Williams at The Sizzle20. You can follow the show at CFB False Start. Like, rate, listen, subscribe, review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Really helps the show grow. Check out our playlists. We got to click a couple of extra buttons when we do the show in the back end. I didn't screw anything up. YouTube screwed up there. So if you can't find the timestamps on the Fernando Mendoza episode, that's on you, YouTube, not me.
Yeah, YouTube's not been our friend as of late. If you happen to be up like aware in the hour window where an episode title just wasn't there, that was
Yeah,
also YouTube. Don't know what happened there, but alas.
alas. It's good to have you back, man. I miss laughing when I talk on the show by myself. My tongue gets all tied up.
Dude, 100%. Again, I wasn't joking when I said going solo like a cup is not easy nor is it fun. So greatly appreciated, but I'm here, baby.
Like I said, pre-production. Who has it better than us? I don't know. This is false start.